What's up, gang? What's going on, everybody? What is happening? What is happening? Thank you all for coming on. We'll do a little bit more, a couple more minutes. We'll do some roll call here. We got Marcel's in the house. Even Mazza, there he is. What's going on, man? It's good to have you on, buddy. Hall of Highlights. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Yeah, Mazza, I hope everything's going well with the family and stuff. I really do. Franchise is in the house. What's happening, man? What's happening? What else do we have here? Still early. We're still a few minutes early. But it's always good to have my OGs on here. Aaron Cedillo's in the house. What's up, Aaron? AB, what's happening? Daily Dose, here he is. What's happening, my man? Udall, here he is. What's going on, Udall? Kyle, what's happening, man? Hope you guys are all doing well this evening. Jason Lung's in the house, too. The King, Jesus Chavez, is in the house, baby. What's happening, man? Big Boy's here. GameCuber's here. What's good? What is good? What's good? What's good? Anthony 527's in the house, too. Hope you guys are all doing well. Who else? Kyle's here, too. I love it. Alan, what's happening, man? Rod, what's good, buddy? Dairy Farmer's here, too. I love it. Everybody's here. What's going on? If I miss you, I apologize. Hopefully I'm not, though. Hopefully I don't miss you. I'm going to keep an eye on here to see who else pops up. I mean, we have stuff like, you know, give me your insight on, you know, the Hall of Fame, you know, and the votes and your take on. I'm reading a lot of different things. I have my own personal take on it as well. Personally, I was of the opinion that either 0 guys should have been in or 3 guys should have been in. It should have been, in my opinion, Ortiz, Bonds, and Clemens. You know, Carlos is in the house. What's happening, buddy? My favorite rapper, Rakim, from Eric B. and Rakim. To me, he's the GOAT. Love him. I've loved him for 30 years now. So, what's happening, Jared? But it's you know, and what's crazy is like, and the reason my logic behind it is too. I mean, Bonds and Clemens were, I mean, they were on a Hall of Fame trajectory before steroid accusations came their way. Ortiz was not. Okay, now he did become a legend when he came to Boston. He's, you know, one of the greatest clutch players of all time, but he's the only one of the 3 that actually has a failed test to his name. Okay, in 2003, there is a failed test to his name, but one advantage that he has over these other guys is he's very, very likable, and he's one of the most personal, you know, personal people in the history of the sport. I mean, really, people love to be around him. I love listening to him. He was a great hitter, and he was a Yankee killer, which I hated, but it is what it is. But the fact is, I mean, Bonds and Clemens have never had a failed drug test, okay? And, you know, and I guess, you know, and you know, I'll say this about Bonds, too. And he looked like me, and I said this when he first started. He looked like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson when he left the game. So he had a massive physical transformation of his body, right? Clemens was a big guy coming in and a big guy going out. So, you know, to me, that's one thing. And he was known for his ridiculous work ethic as well. And keep in mind, too, you know, Clemens actually there was accusations, obviously, in the Mitchell report. He was implicated there, but there was no failed drug test. There was no evidence when Brian McNamee was pressed on evidence with needles or whatever. And the problem is, you know, he actually took it to the highest court in the land, Clemens, and he won. He won in court, okay? But this is a situation, in my opinion, where accusations and you know, are just as bad as evidence are. And, you know, and it is what it is. He's got that tied to him forever. So does Bonds. And again, Bonds is one of the, you know, the worst people with the media. He was really, really abrasive and nasty to the media. Clemens wasn't the warm and fuzzy guy, but I mean, at the end of the day, the problem is no failed drug test. The only one on there that had a failed drug test to his name was David Ortiz. So, you know, and again, the Hall of Fame itself is not about popularity. And like, to your point too, boss man, I mean, and it's about performance. You know, if they had the most popular guys in there, Jason Giambi would be in there. Like, some of the other guys would be in there. Jason Giambi is one of the most loved guys in all baseball, like, in history. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's for performance. And Clemens was the most, if not the most dominant right-handed pitcher of all time in the top 2 or 3. He has the all-time most Cy Young awards. Bonds has the most home runs in a single season and a career. And look at their stats. Their stats were outer worldly. So that's my take on it. And again, the no failed drug test. You know, if you're going to let Ortiz in, those guys should have been left in too. But that's my take. What's your take, guys? I mean, I really know what you take. Oh, I see a trade here too. Clemens and Bond, exactly, Jesus. I mean, they should be in. If Ortiz was going to get on his first ballot, those guys should have got him on their 10th ballot. And it's just, you know, that's my take on it. And let me see what you guys think. Well, Daily Dose, who's the only one that was proven to have failed a drug test? Ortiz. Bonds never failed one. Clemens never failed one. And again, connected to PEDs does not prove that you took PEDs or failed drug tests. Those guys never failed a drug test, and Ortiz did. How did he get in and they did not? Especially when their stats are overwhelming. Overwhelming. That's my curiosity. A Hall, I see a Hall trade here. Maz's trade. Or Rockies acquire Jordan Montgomery, Gio Urshela, Yoendris Gomez, Yankees acquire. I'm not going to give up Jordan Montgomery, our third baseman, personally, and a top prospect for a starting pitcher who's not even guaranteed to be better than Jordan Montgomery. I wouldn't even do a Montgomery from Marquez swap, 1-to-1 swap. Personally, I would keep Montgomery. I think I think Marquez maybe could do well, but I would add Marquez to Montgomery. I wouldn't swap them out because I don't think it would be a massive upgrade. But that's just me. Kay said it, and I completely believe it. There are many other people. Yeah, no doubt about it, Kyle. 100%. And again, this is where, I mean, the Hall of Fame voters should not only be writers. It should be a combination of writers and baseball people and former veterans and a combination of the people. So, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, it's Carmelo. What's happening? Yeah, and as it pertains to the lockout, I mean, the Major League Baseball, and they made their proposal, and then obviously the union countered this week, and then Major League Baseball countered yesterday. So they had 2 consecutive meetings. They are now scheduled to meet again in a couple of days to go on some other things, and hopefully they'll revisit that and continue to make progress because they both made concessions. So that's good progress. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be a deal that quickly anyway, but they're closer, and they're probably approaching coming around third base here. So something can happen. Something can happen soon, and that's the thing. That's the thing. So, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, to your point, David Ortiz is the only one to have been proven to have cheated. Proof is important. And well, exactly, William. I mean, the writers should not be the only ones with the vote here. There should be some baseball people with the vote. It's not to take something away from the writers, but the fact is, I mean, Kay said this too. They report on news; they don't make it up, so they don't make the news, and that's the thing too. Like everybody has their opinion, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the stats are king, and if you don't have a failed drug test or a couple of them, like Manny Ramirez has 2 failed tests, A-Rod 2 failed tests, that's going to hurt them a lot more, and that's the thing. But, at the end of the day, if you're going to let Ortiz in, I don't know how in the world Bonds and Clemens get in. Well, that's true. Yeah, Jared, exactly. I mean, but again, in my opinion, it has to be proven that you cheated. It has to be proven. Yeah, I mean, Pete Rose getting in bothers me too, Hall. I mean, he gambled when he was manager. It had nothing to do with what he did as a player. So, he should be in as a player. He's one of the greatest left-handed hitters of all time. He's right up there with Ty Cobb. And that's something to be said, man. Asterisk, yeah, exactly, Shane, 100%. 100%. Well, that's the thing. Bonds was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. It's your boy. Beforehand, so was Clemens. Ortiz was not on a Hall of Fame path. He was not. He was an average player in Minnesota. Then he came to Boston. He became this worldly player. I mean, and then from 2003 to 2016, whatever it was, or 2017, that's where he racked up. In 2003 was when he failed his drug test, and it's documented. That's the thing. That's the thing. Franchise, yeah, that's a Hall. If you're talking about the Rockies-Yankees trade, yeah, it's too much for Marquez. Twins, they told him he was being traded. Boston management told him bad start. You're done, but he had to have done the juice just like Jose Batista 5 years on high. Yeah. Yeah, Batista's another one. He turned into like Manny Ramirez all of a sudden. So crazy. Dairy Farmer, yeah, Pete Rose, man. That's the thing. He didn't cheat. He gambled when he was a manager. So, but he's, what about the guys in the Houston Astros who had that blatant cheating scandal? None of those guys were penalized. None of them. Only they fired the manager. They got rid of the GM, and like the players were let off scot-free. Altuve, Bregman, Sammy's another one, man. Sammy's another one. And he was an average player too for a while, and then he came over to the Cubs and turned into this world beater. And he was also implicated. I'm not sure. I don't remember if he failed a drug test or not. He might have, and that's why Rafael Palmeiro, he had a failed drug test. That's why he's not in. So, and he was a 500+ home run first baseman, and so he, yeah. I mean, this is where it's like this is where it becomes dicey. Hall, that's awesome, man. You did your first live. That's awesome, dude. We got here Lorenzo, Yankee Street, Voit, Torres, and Sanchez to the Cubs for Contreras, Hendricks, and Ian Happ. But that's a nice trade, Lorenzo. It's a 3-for-3 trade too. Then we get a pitcher, a catcher, and an outfielder. I like that one. Let's see. Trade 2 for Michael Maz out of nowhere. Marlins acquire Gavin Lux. Dodgers get Jazz Chisholm, Cabrera, and Sixto. That's way too much for just Gavin Lux. I think it's way too much for Gavin Lux. I mean, I made a trade the other day with the Yankees and Dodgers talking about Gleyber Torres and a couple other guys for Lux, and people thought I was nuts. You think the Marlins are going to give up that much? That's an absolute haul for Gavin Lux. But that said, I mean, they have pitching to offer. They need offense. But if they're going to give up Cabrera and Sanchez, I'm guessing it's going to be for a bigger, much bigger bat, much bigger play. So, but, crazy things have happened. Again, it's just my opinion. I'm just one person. So, Sammy Stoss, yeah, he used juice. Yeah, he definitely used juice. And that was, I think, confirmed too. But yeah, exactly. Batista was it's insane, man. It's absolutely insane. Bonds is the first player whose batting stance I copied from when I first picked up the bat in first grade, not to mention childhood memory of when I played to watch him, man. Hit his 756th home run. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely remarkable what he did. I mean, people walked him with the bases loaded on a regular basis. I've never seen that in my life. People feared that man. Nobody wanted to pitch that guy. P. Rose had a deal in place where he was supposed to admit betting on his team, and they would have let him into the Hall of Fame, but he reneged on the deal. Well, that's stupid on his part, Hirsch. If that's true, that's really stupid on his part. You might as well, might as well just own up to it, man. He could have put that thing to bed a long time ago if that was the case. Craig Nettles is another one. Yeah. One of the best defensive third basemen in the history of baseball, better than Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson was a legend too at third. A-Rod will never. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, franchise. You're probably absolutely right. Derek Jeter, yeah, almost unanimous except for one vote in the first ballot. It's Dad, yeah. He's a no-doubter. Well, this is the thing, Bossman. Yeah, exactly. I like Ortiz, but it doesn't sound like the same rules apply. It doesn't. This is a clear example. I mean, he has a failed drug test. Bonds and Clemens did not. Bonds' stats are, he has 220 more home runs than Ortiz does. 220. Jesus Christ. What the freak, man? But, Bonds was an a-hole and everybody knew it. And Ortiz is one of the nicest guys, one of the most personable guys. And that matters to a lot of these folks. And, some of these folks are a little older, and some of these younger guys that are coming in now, and Kay alluded to this earlier. Younger guys coming in who are going to be more angry and upset that guys like this aren't getting in, especially when there's no failed tests. It's crazy. It's totally nuts, man. Rose is a beast, Lee. An absolute beast. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Gamble on his team. This isn't like the Chicago Black Sox scandal where they took money to throw the World Series. And people were indicted. Shoeless Joe Jackson was banned from baseball. Like, you know, that's a different monster. Yeah, Pete Rose did not do that. And again, he did it as a manager, not when he was a player. So let's see. Ty Cobb. Yeah, he was a white supremacist. He was an absolute monster. So, he was a monster to people. He was one of the dirtiest players. He used to purposely put his metal spikes up to spike people and cut them when he was sliding into bases. Like, and he did a movie about the guy. But, you know, the best left-handed hitter I've ever seen. I mean, I lived through, we're obviously, none of us lived through the Ty Cobb years, but like, he was in a whole nother world. Sosa, McGuire, and Bonds. Yes, they did, LA Yankee King. They resurrected baseball. They really, really did when it needed it. Yes, they did. Yep. Especially after that disastrous strike in 94, 95. Yeah, 100%. Damn right. Sean Browning. What's the word on someone inside the Yankees trying to ruin the staff? Ruin what staff you talking about? Sean, what do you mean? The staff? The coaching staff? Better at the deception game. I don't know. I mean, if Tyler Talbot's in the house, what's happening, buddy? Good to have you on as always, man. Deception game, yeah. I mean, it could be. I mean, otherwise, I mean, if they were smart enough to skirt this stuff, then But these guys are tested regularly too. Like so, and this is the other thing, Sean Browning, Manfred stood by Ortiz. He stood by David Ortiz, and that's one of the I think it made a difference in Tim getting to the Hall of Fame. He did not stand by Clemens or Bonds, so he stood by Ortiz. And he knew that Ortiz was wildly popular, and he would continue to make the game popular and stuff. So, and that made a difference. Leota played a great Shoeless Joe. Oh, and Field of Dreams, yeah, he did. Hirsch, he was fantastic. That was a great movie. It really is a great movie. So, Bossman, you said it perfectly. Just because you are a character doesn't mean you have. Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. No. Yeah, man. Ty Cobb was universally hated everywhere. So, Hall of Highlights. We got a trade here. Is this Maz's trade or your part 3? The Guardians acquire Gio Urshela, Chad Green, Lucas Licky, Albert Abreu, Clark Schmidt. New York acquires Matt Chapman and Sean Manaea. Oakland acquires and Tyler Soderstrom. Okay. Hold on a second. This is a 3-team trade. What are the A's getting? I see the Yankees getting some. I see the Yankees getting some and the Indians getting some, but I don't see what the A's are getting. What are they getting? Hey, let's be LA Yankee King. Let's be respectful to people in here, please. JM, yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. Like, I don't think writers should be the only ones that get a vote. I really don't. Exactly. I mean, to me, that's what they did. They turned a blind eye to Papi, and they laid it on Clemens and Bonds. I mean, again, 10 years, the all-time home run leader who never failed a drug test, couldn't even get in the Hall of Fame after 10 freaking years on the ballot. Like, oh. Aaron, you think Matt Cain's going to get in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I got to take a look at his stats. Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, players should have a vote, man. Yes. Players or former players, yes. 100%, man. 100%. I wonder if some players are going to take a round of PEDs if there is a lockout because MLB can't test them then. I mean, maybe, but what good's it going to do? They might test guys as soon as the lockout's over. But they could. I mean, but the PEDs isn't really going to hurt them isn't going to really help them in the off season. But man, it could happen. Could happen. Yeah, Cobb was an all timer, man. But he was just a monster. He was a freaking monster as a person. Yeah, there's guys that that were great players that were just absolute terrible people in the Hall of Fame. That just is what it is. Yeah. Man, as they keep coming up with your trades, man, they're very. I love watching your trade proposals, man. I really do. We had a lot of fun here, and again, everybody's welcome to their opinions and their trades. This is part of what makes this fun. Some people just like to be haters too, man. It's unfortunate. Pete Rose is a manager, burned out his staff because he bet on games. Yeah, I mean he was a terrible manager, Alan. 100%. Yeah, I mean great players don't always turn out to great managers. I mean it looks like the more mediocre players turn out to be great managers. We need to resurrect the veterans for me. Yes, Sean. Yes, dude. Hall of Highlights. Here we go. Athletics acquire Herman, Voit, Torres, Sweeney, Peraza for Plesac and Austin Hedges. Wait a minute. Athletics acquire. So Yankees get Plesac, Austin Hedges. I have to go back to the. Who else do they get? Yankees also get Chapman, Minea, Solskjaer. What about Matt Olson's not in these trades? That's a lot of stuff in Yankees, but they're giving up a heck of a lot in these trades. But Plesac's a guy with 4 years of control. They get another starter in Minea. But I would see if I can swap out Chapman with Olson. Olson is a much bigger need than Chapman is for the Yankees. So Austin Hedges. But I like these big trades with multiple players are moving around. So Kurt Schilling was definitely robbed of the Hall of Fame. His stats are definitely borderline. He was one of the better postseason pitchers too. He was money in the postseason, but I think him being a white supremacist didn't really help him. So like a border, like a Ty Cobb type racist. This is where personality probably robbed him of the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately. Aaron, you heading out, bud? It's always good to have you on, Aaron. Kurt Schilling, very outspoken, politically hurts him. Yeah, outspoken politically is one thing, but if you're using propaganda and racism, that's definitely going to hurt you. But being outspoken for like equality and things like that, that's only going to anger the people like Kurt Schilling. So I don't know. We like to kind of keep politics out of this, but he's clearly in the propaganda, racism boat, and that's not going to help him. I don't know why you would think it would help him. So, but yeah, Tyler, you're right too. Can't write the story without these guys. 100%, man. These guys are part of what resurrected baseball. Clemens was another world of his own, man. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Schilling's stats are there. Schilling's stats are there. They're not as. Him and Pettitte has a failed drug test to his thing. Because I was essentially saying, if Pettitte had not failed the drug test, I think if Schilling gets in, then he should eventually get in. But that's gonna be a knock on. Even though he owned up to it immediately, which could help in his favor. Their stats are very similar, but Pettitte's got more. A couple of more years of dominant postseason performances than Schilling does. But Schilling's a beast, man. Guy owned the Yankees when he was at Arizona. Him and Randy Johnson, one of the most dominant duos I've ever seen, man. Ever seen. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It shouldn't matter, but it does to some of the people who are writing him, and it's just. And this is where it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Dude, Maz, if there's any way the Yankees can get Olson, Murphy, Montez, Bieber, and Ramirez, that would change that would make them World Series favorites, Maz. I like that, bro. I like that, but That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Peter's in the house. What's happening? GameCube, you're absolutely right, man. He's a real test of the character clause. 100%, man. 100%. Marcel, thank you so much, man, for the super chat donor, man. You're the man. Since Yankees have started to sell tickets to entry season April home games, is it a positive indication? Not necessarily. They do it on a regular basis. They tend to sell them right now in February. So I think they're going with the understanding that, to generate revenue but if it doesn't happen, they'll probably be reimbursing people. But this isn't something that the Yankees not do. Like, they do this on a regular basis. But I'm hoping it's a good sign. I really am. I really am hopeful. So, trade for A's acquire Herman, Montgomery, Voit, Torres, Peraza, Sweeney, Schwindel, Contreras, Christian Hernandez. Oh man, that's I don't know, man. Giving up a starter and What do we know about Christian Hernandez and Frank Schwindel from the Cubs? I personally don't know enough about them. What do you guys know about them? I can't personally make formulated opinion because I don't know enough about those guys. I know the Yankees, that's a lot to give up for the Yankees, but again, if some of those guys are superfluous pieces, then okay. I just don't know enough about Schwindel and Christian Hernandez. I'm gonna have to look them up after we do this. Bonds and Clemens got robbed and no longer interested in Hall of Fame. Yeah, exactly, Quinn. This is where I have a problem. I think it should have been none or all three. It's unfortunate. I saw the infamous LeBron versus Jordan debate on here for a second. On here before, I had to take leave. Had to leave because MJ took off 2 years in the middle of his prime for baseball and would average 50. Oh God, yeah, Luden. I'm with you 100%. He retired because his dad was murdered. His father was murdered. I think if that didn't happen, he still played, they probably would have won 8 titles in a row. So, and that's like the UCLA years with, Jordan. I don't think it's close between him and LeBron. I don't think LeBron would have dominated in that era, but I do think Jordan would score 50 in this era. I really do. It's a different game too. It's a much softer game now. So, and I've seen LeBron just go down for a little poke or whatever. Like, So, but but LeBron's a great player. I can't take anything away from him. He's a physical specimen. He's a dominant player. But Jordan to me was the GOAT, the absolute GOAT. Wow. That guy was in your head before they even stepped on the floor, on the court. Cubs trade for Glaber from the Yankees, get Caleb Killian and James Triantos, third base. Dairy Farm, what do you know about Killian and Triantos? I don't know enough about those guys either. Raleigh Fingers used a spitball. Yes, he did. Gary Sheffield. Yeah, Sheffield. I mean, he's another one, Tyler. Yes, 100%, bro. 100%. Sheffield should have a shot. Scott Rowland looks like he's going to make it over the next couple of years, too. So his defense is right up there with Nettles and Brooks Robinson. He was obviously a great player overall. But I see Rowland getting in as well. What if Jordan would have 2 more rings because of that break? LeBron, not that guy. Yeah, exactly, Luden. Exactly. I've seen him play both front, and I've never seen anything like Michael Jordan in my whole life. Never. Happy Sosa and Bonds didn't make it in. If they had gotten the social Mark McGwire. Well, yeah, CJ, exactly. And the thing that Mark McGwire used was androstenedione. When he used it and helped speed up recovery process, it wasn't even banned at the time. So, and again, McGwire, I mean, he was an all-time. He had 49 home runs as a rookie, and it's just, he's another one, man. He's another one. He was just a dominant player, and he was a Hulk coming in, a Hulk going out. Like, it's a shame. It's a shame. Schilling, outspoken Trump supporter. That hurts him. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but Schilling's also made racist comments. I mean, when he campaigned for the Senate against Elizabeth Warren in Boston, he was using racist stuff to Pocahontas. He was using racist stuff towards her, and he's done it on multiple occasions. That stuff is public record too. That's going to, being that type of openly about that stuff, not good. Not good. People vote for what they want to vote for, but that right there, using racism And that's one of the unfortunate things about politics. So one side needs it, the other side does not. But whatever. Everybody has their views. But Schilling was a hell of a pitcher. That's for damn sure. Union represents the players. Owners represent fans. Who wins high? Yeah. Yeah. Mark McGuire. I mean, yeah, Tyler. I mean, him and that home run race between him and Sosa was like legendary. Everybody was watching. Everybody. Like, how could you not? It was so fascinating, man. It was such a, and when he hit it, when he broke the records, they were playing against the Cubs, and Sosa was there. He hit it off Steve Traxel, like, and I mean, it was really cool. It was just like perfectly fitting. He didn't St. Louis, and Sosa was there to embrace. Like, it was so damn cool, man. You know, but they have all. That's the thing, man. They have all these things. Should Ichiro be in the Hall? Oh God, yeah. Yankee Cal, 100%. He'll get in. There's no way he's not going to get in. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, EJ, he did. I just said it. He did it in the Senate race against Elizabeth Warren, and he's done it on a couple other times. It's public record, man. Hall, Yankees acquire Frankie Montez, Matt Olson. Where did it go? Just go. Jordan and Pippen wants to. Oh God, yeah. Oh, this thing just scrolled down crazy. Here we go. Olson, Sean Murphy, Kyle Kendricks, Albert Alzolay, Brandon Marquez. Oh, is this a 3-teamer here, Hall? I like these types of trades. Want to acquire at least Olson or Freeman for first base. Yeah, I mean, me too. Me too. And Rodon. I think they have to get Rodon too, Mike. 100%, bro. Wait, the Yankees have to make a ton of money from MLS soccer team that just got a ring in there. Yeah, probably Ludin, yeah, because I think the Steinmeyers are part owners of that soccer team, right? No. Yeah, totally solid guy. Solid pitcher, yeah. But he's done a lot of not so cool things too, Kurt Schilling. So, but then again, everybody does their thing, man. Everybody does their thing. So, Matchy Brewers get Torres, Schmidt, Medina, Cabrera. Yankees get Corbin, Burns, and oh God, that's what I'm talking about. Nice. Torres, Schmidt, Medina, Cabrera. I think it's probably going to cost more than that, Matchy, but a Burns and Hader return would be lovely, bro. Absolutely lovely. Both. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. Well, here's one thing too. Kurt Schilling was former ESPN analyst, and he was fired over offensive comments about transgender people. So that's one of his bigoted things here. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this here too. Came out in support of the insurrectionists on January 6th. Just those two. We'll just stick with those two. There's a lot more, by the way. But they can talk right now, Balfour. They just can't negotiate figures. And I'm sure a lot of teams are talking behind the scenes and whatnot. I mean, the Braves and the A's talked Matt Olson right before the lockout started. So don't be surprised if they strike a quick deal. And so don't be surprised. Jordan and Kobe, yeah, special, man. Big time special players. Would I rather trade for Olson, Montez, Murphy, or sign Freeman and trade for Mir? Oh, man. Rather trade for Olson, Montez, and Murphy. I would do Olson, Montez, and Murphy only because you're addressing first base, starting pitching, and catching. Some of the three most important positions. Freeman was going to cost a lot of money, and then Ramirez is a superstar, but we have a third baseman and another starting pitcher. I would do the Oakland trade, personally. I would personally do that. I'm with you too, Tyler. I mean, like, dude, he gets poked or gets down. Like, it's just, a little soft, man. But he's a beast, man. What do you mean representing Maz? I know Maz is dealing with an issue, so and stuff like that. But Maz, I'm sorry to hear about the death of the family, man. My condolences, seriously condolences. So, but dude, I love Maz. Maz is my dude, man. So I like Maz's trade. I like his trade ideas. He's one of the best parts of this channel. But I appreciate you representing him there, Hall. Speaking on behalf of Maz tonight, that's cool, man. Yankees in Seattle trade, Tyler Tablet. Let's get it, man. Give it to me. Give it to me. Maz, man, just big dude, man. Be with your family. Be with your loved ones. Again, my deepest sympathies to you guys. And, get there safe. Get home safe, and we'll see you soon, buddy. We'll see you soon, my man. And one positive about polarizing Ortiz introductions that people got talking about baseball again. Yeah, man. Yeah, Marcel, that's a good point, man. I mean, this was the best football weekend I've ever seen, and that really gets people engaged in baseball, especially with the progress that they've made recently. So it gets people at least a combination of it, of encouraged and engaged, and there's only so much we can do. So much we can do, so it's good to see, a great weekend of football and some progress in baseball as well. It's really, really good to see. So MJ Melendez, yeah, I've talked about him, Jay, for quite a while, man. He was one of them young dynamic catchers that I thought they should. I even had trade proposals for MJ Melendez. So I would be all over the guy, because you're right. I mean, Salvador Perez's extension, his 5-year extension, doesn't start until this year. So he's got 5 more years of free agency before his contract's up. Yes, Ola, he was supporting the January 6th insurrection. That's right. This is stuff that propaganda networks don't talk about. So, but it's true. It's all public. Like, Ola, man. Ola's always welcome, man. It's always good to have you. I think, big boy, there's a possibility that the A's will be motivated to move guys quicker because it's going to have a smaller period of time for everybody to fill out their rosters, and they need payroll relief. So there's a chance. I mean, they could move if there's any way they can get Olson and Murphy and a pitcher, Yankees should be all over that, man. You have to give up a lot, but that's a trade. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? So. Yeah. Yogi dude, yes. 100%, man. Chris, what's happening, buddy? Hideki Matsui we're talking about? Hideki Matsui is great. Paul O'Neill, yeah, he should have had a shot. Mark Teixeira didn't even make the 5% cutoff in his first year this year, and that's a shame. He was a good player. He did 400-plus home runs. He's a good player. I'm not sure if he was a Hall of Fame, but he should have been at least made the 5%. 5% threshold at the very least. Can they handle New York pressure? Yeah, I think if they come in a bundle, like a multiplayer trade, I think it would be easier because it has familiarity with some of their teammates instead of being the guy here. New York pressure is different. This is not Colorado, Baltimore. This isn't Cincinnati. New York is a zoo, and the fans and the media will eat you alive. So you have to be ready for that. So that's a great point. Craig, what's up, man? Concerts, Halloween's, the sites, the houses. Yeah, don't Luda. These guys make money hand over foot, man. Hand over foot. So where would I expand baseball? Definitely. Actually, not that. I know Nashville's been considered a destination, but Las Vegas, I think they would make a lot of money. And Las Vegas and maybe maybe even a team up north. We have all the way up north on the left-hand side, on out west, but Seattle all the way up north on the right, maybe in Maine or something like that. So you can have the two tips of the country. I think that might be intriguing, might be interesting. Where would you expand, D-Rod? CJ, Cardinals get German Marquez, Rockies get Mason Williams, Zach Thompson. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to cost, CJ. Yes. Yes. Alex Massey, 100%, dude. See, these are the obvious things, and it's unfortunate. So, Oklahoma City. Well, I mean, that's not a bad idea, franchise. I mean, it really isn't. It's a popular city. And they need some revenue in that state. It's one of the poorer states, unfortunately. So, it would definitely be a great idea. And it's good people there, some good sports. They already have a rabid football, base there with the University of Oklahoma. So, it's good sports. It's a good sports town. Yes, Ola, exactly. Malone and Stockton were amazing. Yeah, it's true, Mike. They were a hell of a duo, one of the best duos I've ever seen. So, Kobe, yeah, I agree with you. I saw something the other day, D-Rod, where Kobe used to listen to the Michael Myers Halloween theme song for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes in a row before he entered the game, which kind of put him in that kind of stone cold killer mentality, which I thought was awesome. I love that type of stuff. He was just a good dude, man. No. Don't give me no. Oh, I don't think that. I saw that from the beginning. Masses trades, and don't worry, dude. I don't think you're going to be plagiarizing his stuff. So, yeah. Don't worry about that, bud. Where's the next mantle? It's Mike Trout. Well, actually, he's not a switch hitter. I don't know. I think it's a little too premature to announce Jason Dominguez as the next mantle yet. You got to make it to the major leagues first before you can start, calling people the next mantle. But if we can name a non-switch hitter next mantle, I'm going Mike Trout. Rockies trade Marquez to the Mason Williams, Zach Thompson. Maybe CJ here. Probably. It's probably going to be what it's going to cost. I mean, I'd rather have somebody else pay a ransom. And again, it's a National League team. He's a National League pitcher. I think he'd probably get lit up a little bit in the American League moving here. I saw that Dono super chat. It hasn't come yet, but I appreciate that. Whoever sent it, man. Yankees need to get rid of Hicks. Yes. Tyler, bro, thank you. I appreciate this, man. Thank you so much. Oh, here we go. Seattle, New York trade. The Mariners get Judge and Chapman. Yankees get Logan Gilbert, Emerson Hancock, Kyle Lewis, Lewis Turin, Brandon Williamson. If Judge is extended. Are you saying extend Judge and then trade him, or them agreeing to the trade as part of an extension that they're going to do themselves with Judge? Like, who's going to extend Judge? Seattle or New York? Oh, not extended. Okay, I just saw that. Okay, if Judge is not extended. So if he turns down an extension, then this trade happens. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to cost to get a Judge, man. So I mean, that's the type. See, this is the thing. Like, Yankees, they're going to trade for Olson. They're going to have to pay a ransom. Well, this is a guy that any team in baseball is going to have to pay a ransom for. If you're going to get Judge, who's a superstar, a team is going to have to pay a ton to get him. Just like the Yankees going to have to pay a ton for him or a ton for Brian Reynolds. It's just the way that it is for superstars. So, and it goes both ways. So yeah, that's representative to me of a solid trade, Tyler. That type of depth and those types of players. Yeah, man. And thank you again for the super chat, Donald, man. Appreciate you, brother. You're a beast. Louisville, yeah, Lorenzo, that's another one. Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah. Sean, the only way I would trade Judge is if they offer him an extension and he says no. And then that's the only way you can get value from him. Because otherwise they're going to have to just bid an extra $50 to $60 million and let somebody else pay that for his, some of his decline years. So that's just my opinion. Omaha stink to me, but so does yeah, Udall. I'm a tomahawk or a ribeye guy. And if you're in New York, you have to go to Peter Luger's Steakhouse. It's just the greatest steakhouse I've ever been to, man. It's in Brooklyn. It's phenomenal. Kobe and Shaq was one of the most dominant duos ever, too. Yeah. I mean, Kobe, I mean, Shaq, I mean, nobody could stop the guy when he's at his height, man. It's just, he was the most dominant center I've ever seen in my life. Absolute monster, man. Huge horror movie fan also. Kane Hodder, I've met him. CJ Graham. I have pictures with them on my phone. Hodder, Jason part 7, 8, 9, 10. CJ Graham, part 6. Alex Vincent, Tony Todd, Robert Englund. I met Englund. Gunnar, Leatherface. I met him. Sid Haig, I met him before he passed away from Devil's Rejects. Mike Bragg, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I was talking, and I'll give you an insignificant fact of the day. So the Friday the 13th franchise, if you're familiar with it, so there's been a lawsuit going on. And I talked about this with Derek Lewandowski, who's NYY Recaps. We talked about horror movies the other day. We did a collaboration. And there's been a lawsuit going on. And the lawyer, one of the lawyers fighting to end this lawsuit over ownership of the franchise was, if you're familiar with part 3, 3D Shelley, the chubby kid with the afro. He's one of the lawyers. And I think his name's Larry Zerner, fighting to end this lawsuit. And that's when the mask was first introduced. He had the mask, and then Jason killed him and took the mask. So that's the insignificant fact of the day, Mike. But that's awesome. I'm a huge horror movie fan. Love them. And I'll talk horror movies with anybody, man. Oklahoma already has the Dodgers triple. Yeah, the AAA, but they need a major league team. But you're right. It is a huge sports city in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah. 100%, man. 100% franchise. Oklahoma City is a good idea, man. A good idea. I think Vegas would probably generate a lot of revenue, too. Do something other than casinos. Realistically, Cardinals get German Marquez. Rockies get Angel Rodon. Acevedo, Tom Holgate, Mason win. Acevedo, Holgate, Mason win. I could see I could see either one of them happening, CJ. I could see either one of them happening. Hall, Cubs acquire Gio, Domingo, Chad Green, Sanchez, Schmidt, Austin Wells, Alexander Vargas. Damn. Yankees get Matt Chapman, Elvis Andrews, Tyler Soderstrom. That's too much to give up for, in my opinion, Hall. That's too much to give up for. Oh, wait a minute. The Cubs are getting these guys. The Yankees are getting from the A's. What are the A's getting? What do we got here? All right. So now it's catching up here. We relieved of almost $30 million. Yeah, well, Urshela, Sweeney, Voigt, Schmidt, Ridings for Olson, Montez, Chapman. A's are relieved of almost $30 million right there. Yeah. They're also, let's see, they would be taking on probably 10. So they would still be net positive, savings of $20 million, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of representative of a trade with Oakland, man. Big boy. Yeah. M's would be, and the Mariners are going to have to overpay for Judge. Like anybody, the Yankees are going to have to overpay for Olson. They're going to have to overpay for Brian Reynolds. That's just the way it is with a superstar. Teams are going to have to overpay. So, and again, if the Mariners want to really, really be contenders, Judge is the type of guy that help them do that. So, and then they can give him $300 million or $250 million. So, at 31 years old. So, I'm all for extending Judge if it's a good deal, but it's not. It's going to be really, really ridiculously expensive. And the fact is, they should have extended him 2, 3, 4 years ago. They really should have. Now it's going to be much harder to do. I mean, they could, Quinn. They could essentially trade him for a haul and then re-sign him for free. That's exactly what the Yankees did with Aroldis Chapman. All right, they got Gleyber Torres and some of the guys, and then they re-signed him and added him to Gleyber Torres. So, so they could do the same exact thing. But I think any team that trades for Judge is probably doing it with the understanding that he's going to get an extension along with the trade. That would be my guess. But would I be opposed to signing Greg Bird to a minor league deal? I would not be opposed to it. minor league deal. Give him some extra depth. I mean, he could replace Chris Gittens, but I don't know how healthy he is. But you know, he had a nice little run here, but unfortunately, he couldn't stay healthy. But to a minor league deal, yeah, I don't see any issue with that. I like Bird too. Franchise, oh god, yeah, man. I miss Yankee Stadium too, brother. Extension city ideas: Nashville, Tennessee, and Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, I heard Nashville. I hadn't heard Lexington, but either one of them would be good. Hirsch, yes, it melts right up to steaks. Their bacon appetizer out of this world. That apple strudel with the schlag, that German whipped cream. Oh my god, it's so good, man. It's so good. Hall, I will respond to you. I know you messaged me today on Insta, so I'll respond to you after this. Haven't been that active on Insta lately, so I'll respond to you tonight. I haven't forgotten you, dude. Network alone could extend Judge. Yes, yeah, man. They can afford it, but you know, Yankees logic is just so confusing. So confusing, man. Yeah, Mike, man. Horror movies, baby. If I wanted to live stream, what would I do what you would do this offseason? Would I join? Would I join your live stream? I'll check it out. Yeah. I mean, Hall, if the next live stream you do, let me know. And if I have the time, I'll get on that as well. I try to work around it, man. So because I have 2 little girls, I have to make sure that they're taken care of first. Judge, Judge should be obviously one of the top. But again, Judge is just one player. It's just one player. So he only plays one position, and he can only do so much. Nestor Cortez for Wilson Contreras. I think I would want a little bit more back from the Cubs, big boy. Only reason because Nestor Cortez has 4 seasons left of control, and Contreras only has 1. I would give up Clark Schmidt for him. Maybe Schmidt or Davey for Contreras. I would like to keep Cortez if possible. KC versus LA Rams. Yeah, it's probably what's going to happen. I mean, if the underdogs win again, like if Cincinnati wins again, and oh my god. But crazy things have happened. Since Cincinnati 49ers Super Bowl. I don't know, man. Wait, how is everyone okay with LeMahieu extension being 2 years old? Well, he signed it at 32. Judge is going to start his at 31. And he made $15 million a year. Judge is going to make at least twice that amount per year. At least twice that. So that's a heck of a difference. I mean, 6 years of LeMahieu is going to be under 3 years of Judge. So that's a different way of looking at it, in my opinion. But I know what you're talking about. And Judge is going to get more than 6 years, that's for sure. Boston got away with not extending Mookie because they got rings. No way he gets away with extending the best player on our team. Yeah, a lot of people would be furious, Luden. At the very least, they got to make a strong extension offer. And if he turns it down, then that's one thing. They could say, "Look, we tried. We gave him our best shot." And then, but if they don't, then they're gonna be kicking themselves in the foot because their teams are gonna line up for Judge next offseason, and they're gonna let him go for nothing, but just a qualifying offer. Like that'd be so stupid. But ideally, the Yankees should be keeping Judge. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. That Seiya Suzuki is pretty much, headed to Boston. That's what I'm hearing too. Unlikely we'll sign Correa, Suzuki, Rodon, trade for Olson and Montez. Still doesn't make us quick on bases. Doesn't solve the lefty problem, but it seems to be like a Cashman. I would think the same thing, big boy. That type of crazy offseason, but they still need athleticism and speed. They do. Judge would be awesome for the Mariners, but giving them 3 top 100 pitching prospects, plus Kyle Lewis and a solid hitting catcher in Luis Ferentz. It is an awful lot, but that's what's going to cost, Yogi. Maybe 2 top 100 pitching prospects, but again, top 100 is top 100. That's not top 15 or top 20. But they have their farm is top 3. But if you get 2 top 100 pitching prospects, Lewis and a catcher, I could see them biting on that instead of 3. But And again, look what the Yankees are going to have to give up for Brian Reynolds. Look what the people are saying. Got to give up, and look what they're going to have to give up for Olson. Like Judge is going to be in the same price tag, so it's going to cost a boatload. Their bodies will play. That's the other thing too. Franchise. Yes, good point. Bodies will play completely different at that age. Exactly. That's a good point, man. Mike, what's up, man? Bielemeyer? All right, Matt G here. Yankees. Torres, Sanchez, Voit, Hicks, Green, Yankees. In. Suzuki, Rodon, Contreras, Corbin, Burns, Freeman, Hader. Do it. Yeah, I mean, that's a massive upgrade, Mike, Matt G. Massive upgrade, baby. Nashville is beautiful. Hall of Highlights. What time is your live tomorrow? That offseason is what the Yankees need right now. Yeah, I mean, the Yankees need a lot of things this offseason. This is not a one offseason fix, but that's the type of offseason that would be a beast of an offseason, man. Getting some younger control players would be good for the Yankees. Matt Carpenter off the bench for the Yankees. Luden, I like that idea. I like that idea, dude. Yeah, I mean, Hirsch, I don't think you're the only one that would give Judge 10 years. No, I would not personally, but all our peace, man. Always good to have you on, bro. Always good to have you on. 19 comment. The new Superman show is pretty good in the second season of Dope Bizarre and Sue Crazy. The new Superman show, huh? I haven't seen it yet. Trade for Soto. Give them Dominguez, Torres, Hill, Florial, and Abreu. If you can get Soto for that package, I would do it. Jared, man. Good to have you too, bro. Good to have you too. Suzuki has speed. He's a good contact hitter. He's a good base runner. He's a great defensive arm. He's got a good arm. He's a 5-tooler in my opinion. So I would definitely try to get Seiya Suzuki too, Tyler. I'm with you on that one, man. But I personally would not. Yeah, I personally would not give. I would give Judge 6 or 7. Musina, yep, Moose made the Hall of Fame like 2 years ago. Yankees top 10 prospects. Volpe, Peraza, Dominguez, Luis Hill, Everson Pereira, Luis Medina, Austin Wells, Ken Waldachek. Who was that, 9? Who am I missing? Oh, Oswaldo Cabrera. Obviously, Volpe's 1. Probably Donnie Sands. No, not Donnie Sands. It'll come to me. I think that was 10. Yeah, I must be missing somebody. Yeah, big boy. I'm wearing. Yeah, either sign the next best Japanese player or make a carbon copy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'm hearing Suzuki to the Red Sox is the most likely scenario. I really am. No. Judge 5 years, 2. Oof. Oof. Man. Yogi Dude. My name, Jason. Jason, man. And I appreciate you, even if you're not a Yankee fan, man. It's good to have you here. Welcome, man. 8, your plans to never overlap with you. That's all good. Hall highlights. 8 o'clock is something. 8 o'clock is doable for me. It's doable for me. So I want to support your lives as often as I can. You support mine. I want to support yours too, buddy. 5 years, 250. That's a haul, man. I think you might be able to get him for 5 years, 200. But I have a feeling somebody's going to give him 8 years and some ridiculous amount of money. That's just my gut telling. I hope my gut's wrong, but ugh. Damn, 50 million per. Ooh. That's an NBA contract. Should be more like that's like a super max contract in the NBA. Exactly. Donnie Baseball. Yeah, Cal Ripken said that the other day. He said that one of the most disrespected or overlooked guys was Donnie Baseball because his stretch. I mean, unfortunately, his uh, career was cut short because of injuries. But he was the best player in baseball when he was on top of his game. Favorite all-time go-to cartoon, probably Voltron and Transformers. Mystery in Between. I have not yet, but I'm going to. Don't leave your boy hanging, Luden. You ever check? No, I won't. I mean, I'm going to check it out, Luden. I'll actually check it out this weekend because I have some time this weekend. Great Neck, Peter Luger's. Yep. I've been to that one. I've been to the Williamsburg, Brooklyn one. They're both fantastic. I think the problem with Ola is we don't know if he's all over Suzuki. Now, the problem with Cat, he never tells you anything. And then he never lays out his cards. And then Ola, we could say the first day after the lockout, Yankees to sign Suzuki, Yankees to trade. The 5 moves could come out of nowhere. That's one of the things that's awesome about Cashman and so frustrating about Cashman too, because you never know anything. So I think that's part of it, Ola. I mean, I didn't know he wanted Mark Teixeira, and all of a sudden they signed Mark Teixeira. It was crazy. But that's the way Cashman operates. He's so stealth, man. It's ridiculous. Do I think Correa gets the money he wants to sign? I think he's going to beat Seager's contract, big boy. Now that he's with Scott Boras, I think he's going to beat it. My meltdown? Because I'm not going to melt down. And I don't think they're going to do next to nothing. I'll be disappointed, but no meltdown. No meltdown, Anthony. Inside. Oh, where did it go? I just scrolled up. Tyler, thank you again, bro. Thank you again, dude. What do we get? Yankees get Olson, Chapman, Murphy, and Mont. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. For Medina, Torres, Peraza, Josh Bro, Davey, Voigt, Everson, Ferrer, Wisniewski, Olson, Chapman, Murphy, and Montez. Medina, Torres, Peraza. That's a lot of depth, but dude, I mean, Olson, even getting Olson and Murphy is gold for me, man. Controllable catcher, long-term building block. Olson, long-term building block. Chapman, I think is a throwing piece, but he's still solid. And again, if you're giving up, you're giving up Torres, not Gio, but then again, you could probably even move Chapman to second base, or whatever. And you're getting, Frankie Montez too. I would do that, Tyler. I would do that trade. It's very upsetting what happened to Donnie Baseball, man. Very, very upsetting. If the Yankees trade Chapman, Holmes, Licky, Peralta, Sanchez, Voigt, LeMahieu, Hicks, Gallo, and Stanton, they will be a better team. I don't know about that. Depends on who they trade him for. Depends on who they trade him for, man. Mattingly was, that's just unfortunately. Matt Bragg, I think they need to extend Judge before the season starts, not before it ends. Because if they don't extend him, then they can trade him. If you wait till the season's end, then they're not going to be able to trade him. And get value back for him. So that's the thing. Here we go. Inside the strike zone. There we go. How you doing, man? It's been a while. Yeah, man. And then Paul, believe me, if I can get on there, I definitely will, man. So I want to support your channel, bud. Just got to make sure that I do, do what I need to do at home. But one way or another, I'm going to support your channel, and I'll get on as many of your lives as I can. Trade for Olson and Montez means Hal gives Judge his money extension. Yeah, probably, big boy, because they're giving up. Yeah, if you extend Judge and you add Olson here, that'd be really nice. And you plug in Olson between Judge and Stanton. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. After the Red Sox traded Renfroe, they're definitely going to be on Suzuki. Well, that's exactly, Christopher. They're going to really want to replace Hunter Renfroe. Exactly. He's going to feast on that green monster if he goes there. So, and this is the thing, too. When the Yankees haven't said anything or done anything, that's where I tend to be think they're going to strike with a couple things. So, let me catch up here. That's upsetting what happened on. Yeah. Yes, love my girls, Aaron. That's right, man. They are priority number one. Lee, question for you. Would I rather take a chance on Sheffield, Justice Sheffield and Mariners, or Ashby from probably Ashby at this point. I mean, Sheffield's been probably Ashby. If Sheffield came back as part of a trade or something like that, okay. And he's made strides since he's been here before as a prospect. So, but I mean, the Ashby to me is more intriguing. But honestly, I'd be fine with either one. Luden, I think he's going to get 8+ from somewhere. I really do. And again, he's earned the right to get that. And look at his performance, man. If he does it again, he's deserves every penny, man. Manning was on track to be first ballot Hall of Famer before the back injury. Yes, he was, Hirsch. Yes, he was. Extend Judge to 9-year, $270. Ooh, on 9-year, 30+, 30 per. Anthony, no, it's reset now. So now that they stayed under the payroll, it resets to 20% for every dollar spent over the threshold. But keep in mind, that threshold is going to go up this offseason too. So that's one of the things that they're negotiating still. That's one reason why there hasn't been the lockout hasn't ended yet, because that's one of the big things they haven't decided on. Players Union wants the threshold bottom level to start at 245. It's now at 210. So that's one of the things they're going to do that. And since the Yankees did get under it, they reset back to 20%. So, which is a good thing. Sign out of story. Yeah, Tyler, 100%, bro. Pride, 100%, bro. I want to hop off. Inside, man. It's good to see you, man. It was good to have you. Come back, man. Come back. We'll have you back on a regular, man. So, but always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure. Franchise. You're saying goodnight to him, or if you're saying goodnight to us, be safe, brother. Good night to yourself, man. Always good to have you on too. If you're leaving us, be safe, man. Definitely be safe, guys and gals. I'd see if Judge would take 6 years for 200. It'll be the years for him. If you're going to give him 6 years, it's probably going to have to be 240, Christopher. I could be wrong, but that's probably going to be what it's going to cost. Big boy, if you're going to get Ramirez, you got to add Gio to that trade, no doubt about it. And even Oswaldo Cabrera, too. He's going to cost a haul, an absolute haul. Justice came up to it. Yes, he did. Justice Sheffield. He did. He was in the problem. Actually, Sheffield was traded, I think, from Cleveland, I think, if I remember correctly. But then he stayed, obviously, through the system and eventually made it up, and then he was traded, unfortunately. But I think he was in part of the Andrew Miller trade, him and Clint Frazier. So you want to give 9 or 10 years, 30 per to Judge, long LA Yankee King. Okay. They could have both, Alex. I mean, they really could have Judge and Correa if they wanted to. So enjoy your night, Hall. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. You'll hear from me on Insta, bud. Thanks for coming on as always, buddy. Your support, man. I appreciate it. Judge, yeah, they better extend this guy, man. They better. Luden, I did not see Boone, man. What did he say at the airport? Sounds good, bud. Daly. Retool like 2016. They need to, I think, do a combination of things. They need to do some signings and trades this offseason. They got to set themselves up short-term and long-term. And the right trades. You bring, to me, Matt Olson's an important building block, a long-term building block here. A guy like MJ Melendez, long-term building block. Guys like that. Boom, turning the corner. Aaron, always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure. How am I feeling about Volpe as a top 10 in the major? I think that's pretty accurate. He's earned it, man. He's just shooting up too, man. 50% on the overage and the loss of a third-round pick, as many people are saying that would be a great too. They're not going to go from 20% to 50%, Anthony. 50%. I mean, they're going to have to increase it to 245, or significantly over that to move up to 50%, because there's only going to be 1 or 2 teams that are going to exceed that, maybe 3. Whereas, a little bit of a lower threshold and starting at 20%, they would generate more revenue, Anthony. So I personally don't see 50% unless 245 is agreed upon. That would be the only way it would make sense. Otherwise, nobody would ever go above it. If it stayed at 210, guys are going to go and keep on under it, and then it would be a pointless negotiation. So I see 50%, the owners wanting 50%, and the players wanting, obviously, 245. And I haven't heard anything about that one. Now, at least not 50%, but 50% is the third. Well, I think it was 20, 40, and 55, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the 3 tiers before. But we'll see what happens with them. I mean, there's nothing confirmed on that one yet. So, but I would be surprised if the first tier is 50%, Anthony. On TMZ Sports, and I caught up with him. Luden, that's awesome, man. Toon Van de Velde, always a pleasure, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's good to have you on, too. All good over here, man. How are you doing? Why would Matt Olson be a terrible trade idea, LA Yankee King? Why? I want to know your logic. Rather give Judge 6 years starting this year with the higher average, highest on team and team captain. If not, trade and let the Mutts extend it for 10. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to give him 10 years, man. That's just my opinion. But Hirsch, that's probably the type of offseason that's going to happen. The Royals will want the house for him. DH after 41 home runs in the minor. I mean, it's possible. I mean, but he's the type of guy, Christopher, that you give up some capital for. But again, he hasn't. 41 home runs in the minors is not 41 in the majors. So, but yeah, he would cost. You're right, he would cost a bit, but they wouldn't have to give up the farm for the guy. You don't give up the farm for somebody who hasn't proven anything in the majors yet. That'd be kind of foolish. Let Dodgers sign Correa, trade for Turner. Well, they can move Turner to second and have Correa short. They could do that too. Aren't in the shape? What are you talking about, Li? What do you mean aren't in the shape to get Olson? It was quick. Boone was trying to get in his car, and I asked him how it was. He goes, "Keep grinding, baby." Let me see. Volpe or Peraza, who should get first shot? Well, Peraza is the most major league ready right now, Sean, so I think he'll be the first one to get called up. If they're both here, obviously, if Peraza is not used in a trade for somebody. Same here, Tyler. If you're going to get one between Correa and Story, you got to get Correa. Yudo, always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure, man. I hope to see you on Saturday. Peraza gets a shot. It's making the roster. Training. I think you're wrong out the stands. Contract is where it looks. Matt Carpenter retires. Yeah. I mean, he's had a solid career. They should give one of the young shortstops a shot. I'll give him a chance. Look what Jeter did. Yeah, I mean, right now Oswald Peraza is the guy. I mean, Volpe, I think, is still a half season or a season away, and you don't want to mess up his trajectory right now. Let him keep developing. Let him force his way on this team. Peraza looks like a really good-looking shortstop, so. Matt Olson might hit 50. Matt Olson, to me, is option number 1 for first base with the Yankees. Option number 1. Carpenter would be great off the bench, lefty batsman. Yeah, I mean, on the bench, yeah. Starter, no, for Carpenter, but hit the like button if you all want a Yankee World Series. Yeah, that would be nice. If you guys want a Yankee World Series, hit that like button, baby. I like that. Yeah, I want to get them likes up anyway, man. I appreciate you. New storm on the weekend on the East Coast. Oh, God. Another one coming, Udo? Another one? 2022 World Champs would be phenomenal, man. Since most of Olson's power is to the pull side, he'd feast on. Yes, he would. Yes, he would, Christopher. They do not need to move Volpe to get Matt Olson, LI. They don't. Mm-mm. And where's the starting pitching depth gone? I mean, the only one you mentioned there that was a current starting pitcher was Hill. So outfield depth is gone. You still don't have a Jacoby as a Hall of Fame. He's going to get negative 5%. You can get Olson without Volpe. They'll ask for Volpe, but they won't. They're not going to get him. He's not going to get any team's number one prospect, Olson. He'll get a combination of prospects. Yes, they are, big boy, 100%. Exactly. Volpe's not going anywhere. And again, teams are going to ask, sure. Just like the Yankees would ask for teams' number one prospects for Judge. I get it. But the chance of it happening, especially with somebody that has 1 year of control after 2, very unlikely. Very unlikely. Castillo from the Reds would be a nice get. Christopher, I think you're right, man. He might be negative 10%. Might be negative 10. Correa will be mad expensive, yes. If you can get Olson in a trade and then trade for Castillo and sign Rodon, that would be a nice offseason. But I agree with you, big boy. A's are going to want to shed payroll quickly. And, you know, they would be willing to take more of a depth prospect-laden deal over, you know, being super greedy. But, yeah, I think Oswald Peraza definitely is part of a trade to Oakland. And, you know, as well as other guys. Probably Luis Hill. Depends on what the Yankees get back, but Olson's gettable. You know, and the talks that they've had with the Braves, they're not going to get the Braves number one prospect either. So, well, of course, yeah, big boy. I'm with you 100%, man. If you're going to ask for Olson, you got to ask for Murphy too. You're going to have to pay a shit ton, yes, but that's what you do. Bench center field, 2 starting pitchers and a catcher and a shortstop, and you options for those holes are limited, and you can get a first baseman like Freddie Freeman. You're going to pay 6 years for Freddie Freeman to probably get 4 declining years. We're reaching the back of Freeman's prime. We're approaching the start of Olson's prime. That's a huge difference. Freeman's a stud, yeah, but I'm taking a 27-year-old stud any day over a 32-year-old stud. Any day. And Freeman's a qualifying offer guy too, so Yankees would have to give up international signing money, and I don't see that happening either because they're projected to sign the number 1 guy, Brandon Maia, next year. So I don't think that's happening. We don't know. We don't have DJ's decline yet. I mean, he was injured this year. It's too early to determine that. It's too early to determine that. And why? I mean, DJ's decline. If that's an issue, how is Freddie Freeman's decline not going to be an issue? Freeman would be 33 coming here. 33. You know, and I find it funny too how people are willing to give Judge 10 years at 31 years old when it would start. But we're talking about declining years for, guys like DJ and stuff like that. It's the logic to me doesn't make sense. But yeah, I want you there, Christopher Woods, to 100%. Yeah, I mean, exactly. We're going to be getting majority decline years for Freddie Freeman. It would not make any sense. Yeah, unfortunately, Emmanuel, the Yankees need to make a pitching move and at the very least sign Carlos Rodon in free agency and then get some other guys like Olson, Brian Peraza, DJ. That's a hell of an infield right there, big boy. Yeah, we did see last year, LI, but keep in mind he had an injured hernia. He had hernia surgery this offseason. So last year could be an anomaly. We have to see how he plays this year. Okay. I could say the same thing about Mike Trout. He didn't play well this year. Oh, he was injured. So was DJ. I'm going to use that same logic with a guy like Mike Trout. It was due to the hernia. Again, Mike Trout missed 100 games. So what are we going to say there? 100 games for a strained calf. 100 games for a strained calf. Cole Judge and Stanton have. I hope so, Mike. Man, oh God, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, DJ had some injuries last year. He had surgery. He's healthy again, and we'll wait and see. DJ is going to cost. DJ costs $15 million a year. Freeman's going to get 30. Huge difference. And again, can't say that he had an injury. He had an injury late in the year. I'm sure he's going to be fine. I'm sure he's going to be fine. And it was also another who was going to be brought here with after DJ's 2 great years at the Yankees. Who was the better option? Because to me, the better option over Freeman is Matt Olson. So who would we have brought here? Yeah, Olson and Montez would be my ideal 1-2, Tyler. That would be my ideal pair. Beckway for Hap, possible. I don't know. Use that same logic for Torres. What logic? Torres is 24 years old. He's got 3 years of team control left. Completely different situation. Olson is the likely get, unless Seattle or Boston gets him. Or watch out for Tampa too. Was injured and had COVID twice. Yeah. And again, he could be replaced or added as part of a trade. You can plug in DJ second and not miss a beat. Juice Ball Goon, help him while he was still know the truth. I mean, Cole's going to be fine. Cole's going to be totally fine. DJ wasn't in need at all. He plays multiple positions, and he was also a batting champ here. And he's been a great Yankee. And again, that's in the past. I mean, Freeman is not the only guy out there. There are other options. Rizzo's an option. Matt Olson's an option again. And DJ wasn't going to cost $30 million a year. That's a huge difference. Huge difference. Olson and Montez, sign Suzuki, sign Rodon. That's the type of offseason right there, Tyler. And some depth short. Yeah, that's the type of offseason I'm talking about. COVID messed up a lot of guys, unfortunately. It really did. Keep in mind, one of the things that affects is your endurance and your aerobic, and that can wreak havoc on the body and the muscles in a sport where you're having to use your body all the time. So I think Sevy's probably close to 100% all out, but I think they should keep him in the bullpen as long relief. And if he shows to be healthy, then gradually bring him up to the starter. I think it's a terrible idea to just throw him in the rotation and think he's going to be the number 2. I would never do that. Yeah, if the Marlins want Brian Reynolds, they could blow them away with an offer. Absolutely, Anthony, 100%. And I'm with you too, big boy. I hope 2020 humbled Gleyber Torres, and he comes and he's made some adjustments. But he still has youth on his side, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I see Boston getting like an Anthony Rizzo and then transitioning from him to Casas or something like that. More than I would see them trading for Olson, because they wouldn't have to give up anything for Rizzo, just cash. Explain to me why we use injuries for DJ but not Torres. Torres was hurt this year, plus he had COVID. I mean, he has issues as well. Plus, he was playing out of position for a while at shortstop. So it's a different situation as well. But he's not the same type of hitter as DJ. DJ's a pure contact hitter. Torres tried to turn into a home run hitter, and it backfired after that 1 year of 38 home runs. Backfired. Completely different players. But DJ also had an injury that required surgery. Torres did not. It's a huge difference. Could Texas trade for Olson? Yeah, they could. I mean, I don't know if they would take back. Well, the Low's got several controllable years, but I don't know. I don't know if they would have a prospect package enough for Olson franchise, but they could. They could. And DJ's a better second baseman than Torres is right now, so I like the youth, but DJ's better. Did DJ play short at the time of the signing before the 21-20 when we missed shortstop, not a second baseman? Well, they signed him here as a super utility guy, remember? And then he went to second when they plugged Torres at short, which was a mistake. A mistake. And again, two different positions. DJ's not a natural shortstop. Neither is Torres. But DJ is a better second baseman than Torres. So this comparison is irrelevant. I hope Rodon's not hit for Tommy John, Anthony. I really do. Olson and Correa and Matt Boyd looking like Boyd, man. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Ramos if lucky, Torres and Voit traded. Yeah, I could see stuff like that, Emmanuel. Torres was bad in 2020 as well as last season. Yeah, Torres was not great, man. You know, and I mean, and again, DJ's down year was better than Torres' good year. So, but yeah, DJ at shortstop. Come on. The difference between Torres and LeMahieu is Torres brings speed. He doesn't really have much speed. He's not that fast. And again, what good is speed if he doesn't really get on base? Trying to turn into a power hitter, you don't get on base. Like so many times you don't get on base. You know, Tyler Wade brought speed. Greg Allen brought speed. Those guys can blow Gleyber Torres' doors off. So Judge is faster than Torres, and he is a giant. Mentioning Andujar and Severino, they could be. Yogi dude, you're absolutely right. They could be. I mean, Severino, I think would be a good fit in long relief, or a spot start or something like that. Andujar could be the super utility player too. Could be the multiple position guy, especially since they got rid of so many of them. They've had trouble staying healthy, unfortunately. So I think that's why they get overlooked too much. There's no need to bet on it. If he's a good second baseman, so be it. But right now, I'm going with, DJ has the consistency. Gleyber has the talent. His ceiling's probably higher offensively, but I'm going with a contact hitter because the Yankees need more contact hitters, and Gleyber Torres is not that. DJ is. So both of them stay and they play well, fantastic. But it's pointless betting who's going to be a better one. Yankees need Matt Olson. And I would not hesitate for a second to add Gleyber Torres in that trade for Matt Olson. Not 1 second. DJ's 10 times better defensively than Gleyber Torres is. I'll give Gleyber this. He's not Chuck Knobloch, that's for sure. Knobloch was a nightmare at second base once he had those yips. He doesn't have those yips, but DJ's a better defensive player. And again, it's not all about hitting. Defense is just as important too. But yeah, healthy DJ to me all day. I'm not trading DJ. Not me. But you're right, Tyler. Yeah, he does seem like a Cashman guy. I just want to put some depth in the rotation for him. I hope he wouldn't be as bad as Andrew Heaney. That's for sure. I sure hope. And I do hope the Yankees trade for a starter as well. I mean, that's one reason why I think you got to cap his innings, Rodon. And I think a 6-man rotation would be a good idea. You're right, Ludin, right? Tyler, yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Hicks did think he did try to turn him on into Barry Bonds, and it's not much to his detriment, much to his sacrificing of his health. That's true. He's not Barry. I mean, nobody's fucking Barry Bonds. All right, imagine a lineup of Reynolds, DJ, Judge, Stanton, Olson, Correa, Soto. I mean, you know, nobody's going to want to pitch to the Yankees, big boy, with that lineup right there. That lineup right there, my God. Anti-Torres? Nah, I wouldn't go that. I like Gleyber Torres, but DJ's a better second baseman. And he's shown it. Like I said, I hope both of them play well, but I bet you trade Torres needs a 2020 guy and the third best second baseman between Altuve and Albies. Trade him. Let's say I trade him to Oakland and he becomes a 2020 guy. I'll take our 45 home run guy, first baseman, over a 2020 guy who can be replaced by DJ and better contact hitting, better defense. I'll take that any day of the week. Cole, Tyon, Monty, Rodon, King, Cortez, Herman. Oh, yeah, you have Michael King, too. Spot starter. Yep, Nestor. Mingo. Got to add a pitcher to back up Cole. Definitely have to add up. Yeah, and if DJ only had speed, but then again, the majority of the team does not have speed. And Glaber's not a lightning rod either for speed. Okay? Tyler Wade, those guys had speed. The Yankees got rid of all their fast guys. Okay? And they need speed. That's the no, we can't emphasize that enough. But let me just go over Gleyber Torres's, since he has speed. He has 26 stolen bases total in 4 years. That's an average of 6.5 stolen bases per year. If he has all the speed, why isn't he utilizing it? Would Houston give us Alvarez for John? I don't know. Probably not. Well, good question. That's a good question, Lynn. I'm not sure. Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to come to you because he's not going to become the third best second baseman in baseball at any point in time. You know who's going to be ahead of him? Anthony Volpe. If he plays second base, he's going to be better than Torres. If Oswald Peraza plays second base, he's going to be better than Torres. 2 of our own prospects will be better than Torres. When the DJ, it's inevitable declines. I don't need to come to you. DJ's he's the best contact hitter on the Yankees. And he drives runs. He does a lot of the things. He's a solid player all around. So I'm sticking with DJ. I'm sticking with DJ. And again, if he stays here and Torres stays here and they play well, fantastic, even better. But this is a pointless bet because, like I said, Volpe is going to be better than Torres. Luis Castillo, Amir Garrett to the Yankees for Gleyber, Schmidt. Oh, hell yeah, Tyler. Hell yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Bonds was already really good before. Yeah, Bonds was a Hall of Fame guy before he was accused of the juice or before his physical, before he turned into a Hulk. So, he should be in the Hall of Fame no matter. But you're absolutely right. Hicks is no Barry Bonds, man. Heck no. Suzuki sandwich between Judge, Stanton, Gallen, Rizzo. That'd be a nice sandwich too, Sean. Oh yeah, imagine Suzuki and Olson in that added to that lineup. They need 2 impact bats. I've been saying this recently. Even though big years with Judge and Stanton, they were 19th overall in run production. They need 2 impact bats. They do. So, it's just that's the fact. They need 2 impact offensive players. Seahawks fan, what's going on, man? When do I? There's a good chance that it can end in the next 2 weeks, but it's funny. The odds were of it ending a couple days ago was about 30%. Now it's close to 70%. So I'm going to say the chances of it ending in the next 2 weeks are better than 50%, but the chances of spring training not being delayed are very, very low. I'll put it that way. And again, so it's unfortunate, but they got to get their shit together right now. They really, really do. And then teams have to fill rosters out. There's like 200 plus free agents still out there, and teams have incomplete rosters. So DJ LeMahieu. Okay, so DJ LeMahieu gets hurt, and his thing goes down by 100 points. Yeah, you forgot to mention that he batted 364. Okay, batted 364 in 2020, and then 268 in 2021. So he had an off year. Yeah, Gleyber Torres batted 259. So in DJ's off year, his batting average was still better than Gleyber Torres. So yeah, I think they would be hiring me over you for that type of comment, Alex. Just a thought. You'll be laughing so hard when Torres proves all you Yankee fans wrong when he's a Gold Glove at second base. 2020 is not a big deal. It's not impressive. Doesn't impress anybody, 2020, okay? Nobody. Okay? And a Gold Glove at second base, he has a long way to go. He's not a defensively gifted player. Jack Baker's in the house. What's happening, man? Thinking the Mariners doing free agency to think they'll make a move before New York. I think they'll make a trade, Jack, before the Yankees do. Free agency, they have a deep farm and a highly ranked farm, so I think they're going to utilize some of it this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in somebody like Chris Bryant. I could see him being a great candidate to replace Kyle Seager at third base. So I would not be surprised if he goes there. And I still think they're going to make a serious trade. So Seattle's going to show, I think they're going to show how serious they are about contending, especially how close they got. They're a good team, Seahawks fan. They really are. DJ's not a leader. No, yeah. He's definitely not a leadoff hitter. I would bat him second. And I would have somebody like Brian Reynolds batting leadoff if that happened, like table setter up top. That's what I would do. But I wouldn't have him as leadoff hitter. Just like I would have Judge as leadoff hitter. It doesn't make any sense. The whole Yankees offense sucked at last year in the bottom line. And they still won 92 games. So, yeah, a lot of them had, with the exception of Judge and Stanton, they had great years, those two guys. They really did. So they carried the freaking team offensively. But, yeah, there was a poorly constructed teams, and they need more contact hitting, more base running, more speed, more athletic. They need a lot of things. And it's not only a one off-season fix. This is a multiple off-season project. So exactly, big boy. Exactly. We don't know if Torres isn't going anywhere. If he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. It is what it is, and it's pointless comparing him to DJ. It doesn't make any sense. This is about the team to make the team better. He's a cheap, controllable player for 3 more seasons. That is a good thing, Alex. But yeah, he does have, Luden, you make a great point too. He has lapses in focus, lapses in hustle, just like Gary Sanchez. And that's something that needs to be addressed. Girardi would be in his ass if he were here about that stuff. Dairy farmer, Yankees trade for Victor Caratini, you Darvish. That's an interesting. Exactly, big boy. Exactly. That's how we do it. We keep it hundy here. 100. Damn right, man. You know what I mean? Damn right, big boy. That's how we do it here, man. DJ was a number 2 hitter while on the Rockies. So yes, he wasn't the true leadoff hitter before he signed. Yeah, and everybody knows that. Nobody expected him to be the leadoff hitter here. You're absolutely right, 100%. Christopher Woods, I'm talking about. Does not impress you, obviously, but you can't talk for everybody, and neither can you. Anybody here impressed with? I mean, with a 2020? Alfonso Soriano was 30-30 multiple times. A-Rod. I mean, guys like that. Who's impressed with a 2020? That doesn't make you a top 3 at your position, be 2020. Seahawks fan, I hope it ends February 20. That'd be a great day, man. And yeah, big boy, I'm with you 100%. Bro. He's the perfect prototypical number 2 hitter. Good contact guy. He sprays the ball everywhere. I mean, he and he's a great teammate. He's a leader. He hustles. I would rather have a guy that doesn't have a lot of speed hustle all the time than somebody who has more speed and doesn't hustle. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alfonso Soriano also had 400 home runs in his career too. So I would be perfectly fine with Suzuki leading off if they signed him, Tyler. Wow, Torres batted 300. That's almost as good as DJ's 364. Actually, no, it's not. Trade Steinbrenner to. Oh God, yeah. Chicken parm. Let's do that, baby. Let's do it. Yes, that's right, Sean. Soriano was what 39-40, right? Or 40-39 was one. I think it was 39-40. I like Soriano, man. I like Soriano. Yeah, the same thing here, Tyler. And if Girardi was here too, or if they had somebody like Jim Lane or somebody like that, he would be benched on a regular, man. He really would. Yankees don't have a top 3 in every position. In every position, no. Who are you calling child, Alex? Seahawks, same to you, man. I hope the Mariners make the playoffs, man. Thanks for coming by, dude. Always good to have you. And who said they had? My 2 questions for you, Alex Barisha, is who said they had a top 3 in every position, and who are you calling child? Tyler, can we at least bump it up to popcorn and Raisinets? I like Raisinets. So perfect with popcorn. I remember that. AYFTB. I remember that. Sean, you're damn right they would have. Looted, man. That's how we do it, baby. Cubs and Yankees, 2 great franchises, Dairy Farmer. 2 great franchises. Looted, man. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I act like a child. You're spitting up your propaganda here and you're calling me a child? All right, watch what this child's about to do. You ready? You ready for this? All right. Deuces for you. Deuces. Can't behave on the channel. I'm not the child. This is my channel. I can block who I want, when I want. Okay? If you can't be respectful like everybody else is on here, you don't need to be here. So peace. Deuces to you. Exactly, big boy. Trolling ain't gonna happen here, dude. It's not gonna happen, dude. I don't know, Luden. I haven't seen him either, but guess what? We're not gonna see him again because he just got outed. He just went like that. So not on this, not with the 161 gang right here. That's not how we do it, man. That's not how we do it. We're good with each other, man. We can disagree and still be good, but you can't be that way. You don't need to be here, man. You want to do propaganda? Go to another channel. Exactly, Sean. You know, and I'm not about to ruin it for all the people that are here right now, that'll come here all the time and have a good time. I'm not going to ruin it for my crew. Tyler and Big, all you guys know. You guys, I'm here for you guys and gals. So somebody's going to be like that and start acting up. They're going to be out of here. And again, there's plenty of other channels where you can spit propaganda. This isn't one of them. Yeah, I'm starting to get more troll, man. It's kind of comical, but like at some point when it gets ridiculous, I don't want it to spoil it for the mafia. You know what I mean? You being you know, not, you know, being a long time mafia right now, lives. I'm not about to do that, man. It's about you guys and gals, you know what I mean? So that's how we do it here, man. And again, you know, I want my people to have a good time. I want my people to be respected, and that's it. So, but yeah, we had to fun go. We had to go. We had to just go. We had to, like Babe Ruth, get that off the jersey, man. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's how we do it here. All people might not agree with us all the time, but like we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it respectful, and that's it. So I'm not into name calling and just being nasty to people, and I'm not gonna tolerate it when they're nasty to us. So again. And that's the way it is here. People don't like it. There's other channels where they can be nasty and rude and disrespectful and just go for it. You know, if that's them, that's all good. So, and again, yeah, Tyler, man, like I think our mafia is starting to get a little recognition, and so the trolling will happen. But you know what? It's just a press of the button, so we can handle that. We can handle that. It's all good. Yankee fans are. To focus, it's amazing, LA Yankee King. Who I don't know if you're a Yankee fan yourself or with your Yankee name, but you're kind of like trolling Yankee fans. It's kind of weird. Okay, not good signs from DJ 21. Not good signs. We knew he was injured, and being injured is not a good sign. But again, he's healthy now. We've moved on from 2021. It's 2022, and if he's healthy. A healthy DJ is going to outplay a healthy Gleyber Torres. Even if he's 8 years older, he is going to outplay Gleyber Torres. Yeah, I look forward to it too, big boy, and I appreciate you on here all the time, man. Exactly, man. I can let people like that do this. So, not here, man. Not here, bro. But, big boy, I hear you, man. Ben Shapiro. Oh man, I would love to debate Ben Shapiro. That would be fun. It would be a lot of fun. I hear you, big boy. DJ had 2 MVP runner-up seasons. He was hurt all year. Yeah, I'm not going to dismiss the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing Gleyber Torres either. Like I said 5 times already, I hope they both stay and play well. But I'm not. Torres hasn't proven more than Gleyber than what do you call it? DJ has. I know all that is funny, right? I mean, it's not even close. DJ's a better player than Gleyber Torres. I like the youth, but you know, I wouldn't. And this is the thing, like you know, if they trade Gleyber Torres for whoever pitching, man, whatever, if they do it, then DJ's going to fill that spot, no problem. No problem. So, well, I like that trade, Tyler. Pulling for a chicken parm sandwich and some. I got to tell you, man, like chicken parm is one of the greatest sandwiches ever. Just the greatest, one of the greatest meals ever. Like chicken parm with some like vegetables and potatoes, and it's like, damn, chicken. If you go to Primo's Hoagie, like, which is not far from me, I get the chicken parm Primo size. It's phenomenal, phenomenal, Tyler, dude. Chicken parm is like. Now you make me want to eat chicken parm this week. You see, thanks a lot, Tyler. Now I gotta get a chicken parm hero. You know what I mean? And I'm complaining about something that I love. So now you're making me do something that I love. So thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Oh man. There's a scenario. Yeah, absolutely. They could both. Yeah, they could both start. 100%, dude. Hola, he's making. I mean, I don't know if he's making me hungry, and it's like almost midnight, and I want to go eat chicken parm now. Like, dude, but like chicken parm. It's like one of the five great. If I was stranded on an island and I only have five things I could eat, chicken parm would be one of them. It would be. The front office has screwed over Torres, but Cashman was afraid to tell fans Torres is the second baseman. Where'd you come up with that one? Cubs fan, I appreciate that, man. You're always welcome here, man. It's always good to have folks from that are fans of other teams come here and have a good time, man. So welcome, Cubs fan. Thank you for that, man. Chicken and shrimp, dude. Like between you and Tyler, I'm gonna be like 600 pounds by the time my birthday comes in June because of all these fantastic meals you're super. And we have somebody on here with chicken parm. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And chicken parm too. Yeah, Voigt's. I mean, a lot of folks are down on. I think they're down on Voigt because he gets hurt often. So, but I mean, I've seen footage of him working out this offseason. He looks good. But again, I've seen footage of him the last couple of seasons too. I mean, if he stays, I hope he stays healthy. So, and I wouldn't hesitate rotating him in DH either to keep him healthy. I'm telling you all, I'm going to think about chicken parm for the next 3 days now. This is what the effect of Tyler Talbot. You see, this is what happens, man. Luden, I've never had a steak parm. I have a problem with putting cheese of any kind on steak, unless it's a cheesesteak hoagie where it's shredded. But like, I cannot put anything on like a ribeye or a tomahawk. I can't do it. I just can't. But now you make me want to try. So now you got me thinking, man. Now you got me thinking here. Philly cheese versus dude, Luden. Damn, dude. Well, honestly, like I would choose chicken parm because the best chicken parm I've ever had has been better than the best Philly cheese that I've ever had. But that said, 2 of the things out of the 5 that if I was stranded on an island, it would be those 2 things. Shrimp cocktail would be one, 2. Chocolate ice cream would be the other. And obviously, but if I have to choose between steak and a Philly cheese, I'm going with steak all day. Ribeye, all day. And sushi would be the other one. I'm going to have to work out like 5 hours a day for that too. Oh, the Big Mac. Okay. So I don't know if anybody's heard. I mentioned I did a cheat thing a long time ago where I was feeling lazy and I got a Big Mac and an apple pie from McDonald's. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of lazy. This is 2 jobs. So I subbed the apple pie and the Big Mac and I ate it like that. It was a game changer. I have a video that I actually put out on YouTube of me eating the Big Mac with the apple pie. I will attach it to one of my baseball channels if you want to see this video. It's like 12 seconds long or 30 seconds long. But that meal right there, even though it put me in a toilet for 2 days, game changer. Game changer. So if you want to see it, just let me know. I'll add it to a video. So I don't know what possessed me to do it. It was just like the stupidest thing I've ever done. But dude, delicious. Absolutely delicious. After the 2020 season, DJ should have been let go. Why? After a 364 season, why? And that's the thing, DJ. I mean, Torres didn't justify letting DJ go and putting him at second base. That's the other problem. I wouldn't have let him go. That's Luden. That's a pretty solid 5, right? I mean, I'm like, come on. That'll keep me happy, man. Happy. And I'll just have water and like Turkey Hill iced tea. That's it. So if I had my own island, only 3 fruits: pineapple, mango, and raspberries. Pineapple, mango, and raspberries all day. I have to watch DJ decline. Exactly, big boy. No, yeah. Exactly. All that too. Like, why? I mean, he batted 364. I mean, he was clutch. He did everything the Yankees needed and then some. And they signed the 6-year, $90 million deal is a bargain. It's a bargain. So, best Philly you ever had was better than best. Oh, man, that's a bold statement, Cotton. Damn. But both of them are awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong with either. If somebody botches a chicken parm or botches a Philly cheesesteak, like, they should not be in business. They shouldn't. I mean, come on. Who was the shortstop available that represented a massive, like the shortstops we have now? What shortstop could they have gotten then that would have been a long-term solution? Oranges, grapes, and strawberries. It's a good trio right there. That's a solid 3. That's a solid 3, man. Raspberries with over peaches or kiwi or many others. Come on, man. Yeah, to me, I mean, I like peaches, but kiwis are okay. But dude, raspberry is it's low in sugar. Mangoes are phenomenal, and pineapple. I mean, to me, the balance between the 3 is phenomenal. You can put that on anything. Anything, baby. No, it's not a terrible deal for the Yankees. No, it would be a terrible deal for the Yankees. $300 million for Aaron Judge. Grapes, watermelon, strawberries. Another good trio, man. You know, I could see the logic in that, Danny J. But again, at the end of the day, they don't have to be boys. You know, he could be boys with Stanton, and if they come here and he helps the team win, then you know, I'm fine with that. It stays out of trouble, keeps the team win. Yeah, but I see what you mean. I don't expect him and just like I didn't expect A-Rod and A-Rod and Jeter to be boys, but they coexisted. They made it work. They won a championship, so I could see that. $300 million is terrible for Judge because he's going to be 31 years old when he starts it. And again, we're going to get significant decline years. So he makes that contract up in seconds. Yeah. When he plays better in the postseason than Stanton does, I can entertain that. Okay. Stanton demolishes him in the postseason. Judge bats 230. Stanton bats 290. It's not even close. Billy Branch of the old Yankee message board. I lived on that thing. I was pretty bummed when he took it down. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it here, Billy. I'm glad. My 5: pizza, pasta, Camara, chicken parm, steak, and Italian sub. Tyler, man, that's legit, bro. Legit, bro. Legit. That's a legit 5. And you know, I could be happy on the island with that 5, dude. Happy. Judge will meet with, yeah, I could imagine like Judge, if they have an opportunity to sign CORREA, I would think they would probably ask Judge for the blessing, and so be it. So be it. The Yankees were tied to his endorsements, and maybe, but still, but yep, that's the other thing too. Endorsements, other thing, but in the end, Yankees are going to get Andrelton, Simmons, and maybe Rizzo. Anthony, I hate agreeing with you, but you're probably right. But I hope you're wrong. I really do. 8,300 might be due higher. That's 37.5 per year. 37.5, 75 times 4, 300. Yeah. DJ was 32 when his contract started. No, actually, he would start his extension. If it starts in 2023, it'd be 31. He turns 31 in April. So he would start at 31 and then at 39. And again, would cost 3 times the amount of money than DJ's would. So I'm going with 90 million over 300 for the same years. I hope so, big boy. I really hope that he puts the big boy pants on and does some things, man. No one was giving DJ 20 million. The Yankees didn't give him 20 million per year either. They gave him 15. And 15 for 90, I mean, for 6 years is a bargain for DJ based on the production he's going to give them with 5 more years and his impact on the team. That's why it was a good idea. Plus, he batted 367. His stats on almost every metric is better than Torres, better than Judge, with the exception of power numbers. Let me see Judge bat 340 in one season to justify that $300 million. I don't care about his home runs. We have Stanton. We have other guys. Let's see Judge put up a year like DJ did. No, it would not start in 2022. It would start in 2023. He's going in his last year of arbitration now, okay, which ends at the end of 2022. The extension starts in 2023 in April. He would be 31 years old in April. He's going to be 30 in 3 months. Fruit, strawberries, pineapple, blueberry. That's a good batch of fruit right there, baby. DJ had a down year, and he still had his year was still better than Gleyber Torres. So, Judge is a superstar. But let's say Judge put up a year like DJ did. They play different positions. Judge is the face of the franchise, but again, let's see him put up a 320 year, 320. Which is still 44 points under what DJ put in. Judge and the Yankees didn't agree to ARB yet. If his extension starts this year, which it's not going to, then he'll be 30. But I think we all understand that it's not going to happen. Be shocked if they bought out his last year of arbitration. Shocked. If they do, they do. But when did the Yankees do that? He could have a year similar. Yeah, I mean, he's got the talent. He's a big, powerful guy. If he stays healthy, sure. There was no contract agreed to between Judge. Nobody said there was. But the Yankees give him an extension. It's going to extend beyond. Obviously, I think it's going to start around in 2023, not this year. And again, the Yankees should have done this already. They should have done it years ago. And I would be very confident in saying that whatever his extension is, he's not going to hit 330 in any one of those years, Judge. Not that I need him to, but just like we don't need DJ to hit 40 home runs. DJ has his role as the best contact hitter on a team. Judge has his role. It's different. The extension's not going to start in 2022. I disagree with that. If it does, it does. But yeah. He's going to get $20 million through arbitration. Why are they going to give him 35 when they can give him 20 this year? That's how the Yankees operate. His extension would start after his last year of arbitration, where he's going to be 31 when the season starts. Toronto, yeah, big boy. Toronto frightens me, man. They're on the upswing. They're on the upswing big time. Big time, man. Danny Jam, 100%. DJ isn't hitting 300 in any season in the next 5 years. Yeah, we'll see about that. I disagree with that. And I'd be confident in saying that Judge isn't going to hit 50 home runs anymore. Well, that's a bet I think you're going to lose, LA. There's no point in making a bet. I'm just going to sit here and watch you be wrong. Because, again, knocking DJ for what reason? I think Kikuchi would be a nice addition to the back end of the rotation, Tyler, for some depth. But I don't think he should be the only guy. Obviously, I mean, Kikuchi and another starter would be a better plan for the Yankees, in my opinion, Tyler. But I would have no problem if they brought him in. I really wouldn't. Toronto frightens me. They're set up for the long term. Suppose Gary sucks again. What would an average general? He's still got to raise probably $12 million per year or something like that. He'd probably get, but it might be a 2-year or 3-year deal, no more than that, Ludin. But yeah, these guys don't get pay drops really. So at that age, unfortunately. Yeah, the Yankees definitely have to make some moves to stay up. To stay up. To stay up with these guys. You could rotate them through Sean. Yeah, I would start them in long relief or whatnot, and then but you as a spot start and things like that, most definitely. If Judge averaged 50 home runs in the next 5 years, that would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Who's going to be the better option to replace DJ? Hasn't been Torres. Who's going to be the better option to replace him? Torres hasn't had a better year than DJ since DJ's been here. Yeah, Billy, this is the thing about supposed to be rebuilding. Yeah, just things happen like this. I mean, White Sox, yeah, they're another tough one. I get nervous about the White Sox too. Kikuchi, yeah, I mean Kikuchi was a solid guy, but New York is a different beast. Yogi, dude, you're absolutely right. It's a different beast than Seattle, 100%. Oh yeah, Cole was definitely no, but they had to get him. They had to. I mean, he definitely set the market for starting pitchers, but he absolutely needed a frontline ace. Otherwise, you know, and I do think they're going to complement him with other pitchers. They have to, otherwise they're going to lose him. So I don't think so, Dale. I don't think Darius. I don't think it's out yet. A Brave free agent. Yeah, Cole has a funky voice, but I don't care about that. Dude's a beast on the mound. Should have said we needed a shortstop out. Who was going to be the shortstop? Who was he going to bring in? I mean, he could have underpaid for Francisco Lindor like the Mets did, but he didn't. So who is he going to bring in? Yeah, Luden. One of the reasons they got rid of Girardi is because he was hard on Gary Sanchez, and he wouldn't embrace analytics like Boone did. But oh well. But yeah, I mean, Girardi needs somebody to be on his ass, and unfortunately, don't have that here. I mean, Sanchez needs somebody to be on his ass. Montez and Olsen, bring a Peraza, Brian Suzuki. I'm all in with that, baby. All in, man. Trade for Castillo. If you get Castillo and Montez, man, and Rodon, dude, you just changed the whole game in the rotation, man. I would love that. I really would, Tyler. Should move on from. Yeah, I agree, Sean. 100%, man. If they play the Reds this year, it'd be awesome. Tyler, I'm with you on analytics, bro. Oh, damn, we're over on 2 hours, man. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to wrap up. Gotta get ready for bed, man. I got to get up early in the morning. But thank you guys for coming on, man. I appreciate you as always. This was a great night, great discussion, great debate. And I really appreciate you, man. Much love to you, Ola. Thank you, man. Always. Exactly, big boy. Exactly. 2 out of 3 would be phenomenal, Tyler. But thank you guys for always your support and coming on. I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday night. And let's keep the ball rolling, man. Peace, guys.